Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book review. I feel like it's been forever since I've done one, but I feel like the books that I've read recently I haven't really wanted to review. And I just read one that blew me away and I was kind of surprised because it's Goodreads is like, I think it's like a 3.89, something like that. But it is All of Us Villains, and this is a 5-star. I'm just gonna start off the review by saying this is a 5-star book for me. It is by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman, which is a surprise. Normally if it's like a dual authorship, you tend to like notice, I feel like, and it felt like one person wrote this. I was also kind of scared to read this because one of my most disappointing books slash series, oh yeah, again, still have COVID, it's not going anywhere. One of my most disappointing series was, I think I have it over there, the Ace of Shades series by Amanda Foody, and that makes me really nervous. Luckily this is just a duology, not a trilogy, and the next book is coming out August 30th, which is why I wanted to read it, because I was looking on my shelf, I was like, okay, what books are coming out soon that I can finish the series of, and it said this one's coming out August 30th, so I was like, okay, let's just go ahead and read this. And yeah, it was amazing. So All of Us Villains takes place in a place called Ilvernath, and we follow 4 specific points of view. These 4 people that we're following are part of families who are cursed to take place in this tournament, and that is just 4 of the 7 families. There's 7 families that are cursed to be a part of this tournament, where they're basically fighting for the use of high magic. So in this world there is a magic system. It's actually really, really neat. And there is a more powerful type of magic called high magic, and it is only able to be accessed by the family who wins the tournament every 20 years. And this tournament is basically the Hunger Games. One person comes out the winner. And I love how it's always like teenagers that are the ones that are thrown into this, obviously because it's young adult. But so 7 kids basically are chosen from these 7 families, and they're entered into this tournament. And once your name is written on a pillar, you are stuck in the tournament. You cannot be replaced, you cannot blah blah blah. So the 4 people that we follow are all part of this tournament, and in one way or another, and basically some of them don't want to be in it, obviously, like you don't want to die, and they all have their motivations for doing certain things that they do. And the point is that they're basically all villains. The point of this book is that people will do stuff that they normally wouldn't under stressful situations, like, you know, being murdered. So it's just so good. I thought I wasn't going to like 4 different perspectives, because that's a lot. That's a lot. And I had issues with that in her previous books, because in the Ace of Shades series, it follows a bunch of different characters, and for me, it didn't work well in her other series. The series just dragged on, so I'm kind of like curious if I don't know this author edited her, because she again, I've never read any of her other books, but the Ace of Shades series was so long and drawn out. Each page was like, each book was like 600 pages, and it was just completely unnecessary. That series could have been a duology. So it definitely seems like she has like edited down her writing, and I don't know if it's just her learning from past series, or the second author on this, or her editor finally was like, you can't write 3 600-page books and have nothing happen in them. Yeah, plenty happened in this. This book had me stressed. I'm still stressed, and I'm like depressed that I don't have the second book. Like, I should have drawn it out more. I should have like read it the day before it came out, but I didn't expect to love it this much. Like, I love this book, and I think I love it because I love the morally gray characters. Pretty much every single person is morally gray, and it's kind of wonderful, and it's stressful, and you don't know what they're gonna do next. Like, everyone is a loose cannon. You have no idea what people are gonna do, because it's just But basically the point of this book is that there may be a way to end the tournament, and you have like a mix of people who are trying to end it, not trying to end it, what's going to happen if it ends, is there a way to actually end it, and then there's people working on the outside of the tournament. You don't know if it's good or bad. So it's just, there's a lot of like forces from inside, from outside, and it's just, and again, everyone is a villain, which is, it's fun because it makes you, I feel like every single person reading this is going to have a different reading experience, who you're like rooting for and who you like, because it kind of depends on how you feel about certain characters. Like one of our characters, Gavin, is from the Grieve family, and the Grieve family never wins. They're kind of like the punching bag of the 7 families. They're like the losers. So if you like, and he's definitely one of the more like aggressive characters, but if you like the underdog and you want the underdog to beat out like the big guys, you might really like him. There's another character, Bryony, whose sister has taken the championship away from her or whatever, and she is very, not power hungry, but she's very in the light. She likes stuff done her way, and so if you have like a little sister complex where your older sibling like gets everything, whatever, you might like her. And then you have Isabel, who, my favorite character. She's like super smart, really cool. She is basically like her family's best chance at something, but she doesn't really want to be in the tournament. So she's like your reluctant hero / anti-hero kind of going on. Love her. And then you have Alistair, who is the favorite. He's part of the family that wins 2 out of 3 times, and he has a brother, and you might like him because he's the guy who tries to be the villain, but in reality, he's not really. So there's just a lot going on. Like, there's a lot going on. Each character has their own thing going on, and I had so much fun with this book. If you want to read a book that's like Hunger Games plus magic, this is pretty much what this is. But it's going to stress you out. But luckily, the second and final book comes out August 30th. So you don't have that long to wait if you decide to read this. But I love it. And this cover, once you like read the book, this covers everything. This cover's perfect. The red means stuff in the book. The rings are really important in the book. So I love it. Oh, and blood is, what is it? Blood before all is one of the like mantras for one of the families. So I just love it. It was such a good book, and I highly recommend this for people who like any type of young adult, people who loved Hunger Games. This is more like an adult version of Hunger Games. It's a lot more gruesome. Like when there's deaths in this book, it's much more gruesome and ugh. And it's stressful as hell. But yeah, so I recommend this for people who like young adult. It borders somewhat on adult with situations, because there are definitely really, really difficult situations that occur in this book that you don't really see a lot of times in young adult. Like, these authors were not afraid to like get dirty. Like, there's things that happen, and the characters are much more complicated, in my opinion, than regular young adult characters. But like I said, it has like a 3.8 on Goodreads, so I could be like alone in my feelings on that, but I had a great time. I can't wait till the second book comes out. And yeah, so this is my review. I didn't want to do any spoilers because they're really important. There's not like that many. Like, I'm not gonna tell you who dies or if anyone dies, and I don't want to tell you like what's going on behind the scenes, because it's important and it happens like at the very, very end. So I want you guys to read it. That's how much I like this. Hopefully the second book is good, because I'll feel really bad if people read it because of this review and then the second one is terrible. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta risk it. But anyway, had a great time reading this. If you want to see more reviews, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and let me know if you guys read this, what you thought about it, and if you're excited for the second one. And I'll see you guys in the next video.